Hey everyone, it's Dr. Brad Meyer from Stephen F. Austin State University, and today my first tip on the ATSSB Year B etude for snare is going to be about differentiating your flams and your drags from your accented to your not accented versions. And so what we want to make sure is that we do exactly that. If the drags or flams don't have an accent, they don't sound accented compared to the notes around them. If they do have an accent, we only want to make them one dynamic level louder. We don't want to have our marching band accent and tap volumes, which is going to be a much bigger contrast. So what I'd like to do is show you a tip that I have for, first of all, playing non-accented flams. And that's going to be on measure 14. If you look in here, we have a string of notes where there are no accents, but we have flams. And so what I like to do is, first of all, if I can use a sticking that helps, I do. And in this case, I'm going to be using my right hand only, so that way I can put my left hand down where the grace note can stay and be a little bit more consistent. And that should look like this. And a great way to double check that you're not accenting those unaccented flams is to put your left hand or left stick on your leg so that you don't hear it. And that way I can really listen to the consistency and also use my eyes and look at the consistency to make sure that I'm not accenting any of those flams except for obviously the last one in that bar that has an accent. And that should sound and look like this. Another nice thing about doing that thing that I just did where I put my left stick on my leg is that I can listen to my rhythm. A lot of times when we play grace note, it'll accidentally swing or push apart or pull together my rhythm, and you'll hear something like this, which is not correct. You hear how it's kind of pushing and pulling a little bit. I don't want that. So by isolating out that left hand, I'm able to listen for the consistency of not accenting, but also listen for the consistency of the rhythm. Next, when I do play an accent, like I was mentioning, I don't want to make it a marching band accent and tap volume difference. I want to make it a concert accent to non-accented volume difference, which generally we think of if I've got a forte and an accent, that's going to make that accent sound like a fortissimo, not super loud. So that should actually sound a little bit more like this. A great place to look at that is measure 13, where I have some not accented and I have some accented ruffs and flams. And that should sound like this. As you can see and hear in that section, I've really made it clear where I'm putting accents versus where I'm not putting accents. I hope that tip helps, and happy practicing.